Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back to Toon Tuesdays, your weekly roundup of Newcastle United news. So, I am wearing a very retro Newcastle top today. All my new ones are in the wash because I've been doing so many videos, but I quite like it. I might start wearing some more old shirts more often. So I want to start this video off with two quick shout outs. The first one is to Newcastle Fans TV. So I imagine some of you guys have seen them before. I watch all of their videos. Great Newcastle channel. And I actually went and met Will, Lee and Alicia at the weekend after the Tottenham game and did a fan cam for the first time. So I'll leave that link down below if you haven't seen it already. If you like the video, make sure you give them a sub. The second one is to 90 Min. So these guys are another football channel. They do like round the sofa chats on up-to-date transfers and everything like that. They also do some matchday vlogs. So they actually asked me if I could produce some content from a Newcastle's point of view against Tottenham. I did send it over and they did make a video out of it as well. So there was a Tottenham game at the game as well. So it's quite an interesting video. I'll leave the link down below so you can go and check them out. And if you want to drop a like on that video so you know they can see people are liking the video I did for them, that would be much appreciated. So to get on to the news of this week, I'm not going to go into it too much, but the Newcastle versus Spurs game, we did lose 2-0. I did vlog the game and I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. So, yeah, I was massively excited for the game. First game of the season, but I knew it was always going to be a hard one. They were second last year. We have just got promoted, so the pressure was always on them to beat us, and we were always just hoping that to get something out of the game. And you know, I did have confidence, and unfortunately the way the game panned out, quite annoying. But yeah, we'll get onto that. So the first big thing that happened in the game was Paul Dummett got injured. It's now been released that that is a hamstring injury, and he's going to be out for a few weeks. So I'm hoping that's 2 to 3 weeks, no more. The next thing that happened in the game was that our new centre-back, Lejeune, got injured. He was actually spotted wearing like a Rooney boot, you know, like the cast they put on. So initially they thought it could be a fracture. Hopefully, and what has been come out is that is going to be a few weeks as well. So hopefully that isn't going to be as bad as what it first looked. But 30 minutes in, 2 defenders have gone off injured. We've had to use up 2 of our 3 subs on defenders in the first 30 minutes, you know. But anyway, we hit half time, you know. They had more possession, but I think we did well, you know. We were very solid. Rafa Benitez, well-structured side. We had as many chances as they did, just, yeah, they had more of the ball. And then within seconds of the second half, Shelvey gets a red card. Stands on Dele Alli, gets the red card, and it's just, like, what's he doing? You know, like, he has thrown away a really good chance in that game. I'm not going to say if he didn't get sent off, I'm not saying we would have gone on 1 or we would have held the 0-0, but like, we lost the chance of doing anything in that second half, because once we were down to 10 men against a really good side who had more of the ball anyway, it was just downhill from that moment on, unfortunately. And like I said, we'd already used up 2 subs in the first half on defenders, so we couldn't bring on fresh legs in the second half, which again was just part of, like, just too many things went wrong on the day. So obviously Harry Kane got a yellow card as well for the tackle on Lejeune. Rafa said Shelvey was in the wrong for what he did, but Harry Kane got away with it. So make of that what you will, and let me know what you think of that down below. So we have got Huddersfield on Sunday away from home, and it is on TV, which is always great to know so we can all watch it. Yeah, it's going to be a hard game. Tottenham was always going to be a hard game. We're now going to Huddersfield, who did beat Crystal Palace 3-0 at the weekend, and now we're without Dummett, Lejeune and Shelvey. So we are going to have to put in a big performance on Sunday. It's important after a game like the game against Spurs. Moving on to a bit more news, and squad numbers got released before, obviously, the first game in the Premier League. Some interesting points. Elliott got given number 1 as we saw, so it looks like he will be our starting goalkeeper this season unless we do bring anyone in the next few weeks. It was rumoured that Colback wasn't going to get a number, but he did. Survey also got a number, so is he staying? Not sure yet, but players who didn't get a number were Tim Krul, Riviere and Lazar. So Lazar's number 7 number actually got given to Jacob Murphy as well. So in last week's video, I actually said those 3 players' agents had been told that they should basically look for a new club for those players, and now they've not been given a squad number. It's looking very likely that they are going to be going out the door. And it's come to light, and it's been said that Rafa is still looking to bring in up to 5 more players before the end of the transfer window. And it's also been said, in order to do that, we need to let players go first. So not giving players squad numbers is pretty much saying, get on your bike. So if Rafa wants to bring these new players in, it looks like those are the players that are going to have to be making way. Now, the Mike Ashley interview. This has been on Sky Sports the last few days now, and if you haven't seen it, the full interview came out on Sunday night, so you can watch the full thing now. We buy our shirts, we get our season tickets, and it's just about to start, and Ashley does this interview. Like, can anything... He can't just let things be fine for a while. He just has to come out and do something. Now, yeah, for me, it's just massively... It's just interfering with what's going on already. We're just about to play Spurs. Why has he done that? It's so unnecessary. It's so annoying. Okay, so from the things he actually said, there was 1 or 2 things that he said were fair, in that he said we don't have as much as the big spending money clubs like Man City, and he said that everything we did make from the Championship and so on is going to be given to Rafa Benitez. So he's basically just picking up on the points that people are saying that he's not giving enough money, and he basically wants to have his say. Like, I'm sure he could have just had this chat with Rafa. I don't think he needed to do it on Sky Sports. And the thing, even though those 2 points are fair, what really annoys me is the way he did the interview. He came across like a kid at times. He was like throwing his rattle out the pram. It was just really not... it was just cringe. It was cringeworthy. That's the way to put it. It was very, like, annoying. He was saying we don't have as much money as the big spending clubs like Man City, Man U have obviously spent like hundreds of millions this transfer window. And everyone's reply was like, we don't want that much. We just want the 12 million to go and buy a new striker or whatever. So... what he said, like, I'm giving all the money I've got to Rafa Benitez. We don't have as much money as Man City, Man U, blah, blah, blah. And those points are fine, but if he just sat down and said them like a normal person, then it might have actually come across okay. But the way he was like almost like whining, yeah. I don't know why he did it. He could have just told Rafa, and why he had to do it like as soon as the season started. It's baffled me. Now, some news that's kind of exciting, you know. We have obviously been linked with Joselu for a little while now. The rumour was we'd put in a £12 million bid, and they'd rejected it. Now, I said this on, if it wasn't last week's video, it was the video before. If we had bid 12 million, why hadn't Stoke accepted it? Because, like, he hasn't played for them. He's been out on loan. The rumour was that apparently they might be starting to use him instead of, like, Arnautovic, because he'd left. But now it's come out that they've accepted a £5 million bid. So when I said, why would they not accept the £12 million bid, they would have, presumably, because now apparently it's only £5 million. So let me know what you think about Joselu. One thing I've actually seen quite a lot of is Stoke fans being a little bit disappointed that they've let him go so easy for £5 million, because apparently he didn't really get his chance at Stoke, and... you know, maybe he is actually half decent. So let me know what you think of that. I'll tell you what, I'm definitely happy to be getting him in for 5 mil rather than 12 million. Is he going to solve our potential striker problem? I would rather have gone out and spent 12, 15 million on a real, you know, Premier League proven striker. But going back to all of this Ashley crap about the money and so on, if Rafa isn't going to get it, then maybe. Also, I should have mentioned about the Joselu stuff, like, this looks like it is definitely happening. Apparently, it's going to be 5 million. He's already had his medical, and he's agreed personal terms with the club. So he's not exactly stood outside St James's Park with his shirt in his hands, but it's looking like this is happening. So moving on to a few events coming up. Like I said, Huddersfield at the weekend. Looking forward to that. Really hoping for a performance. They've also released the results or fixtures to come for the Carling Cup. Carling Cup. It hasn't been called that in a while. The League Cup. So the League Cup fixtures have been released, and we are playing Nottingham Forest on the 23rd of August at 7:45. So that's a Wednesday night next week. So the tickets are on sale to season ticket holders from today, and they're on general sale for everyone tomorrow. £10 for an adult, £5 for a child, and the fees are doubled if you buy your ticket on the day. So get it now. We're playing Nottingham Forest, if I didn't say that already, and that will be a return for Daryl Murphy, obviously. So nice to see him. Hopefully he doesn't score, and hopefully we'll get a decent win in the League Cup. You know, Rafa loves a cup. So fingers crossed this year. Also, to quickly mention, this Thursday is the open day for Newcastle United, where you can basically go along from 9 o'clock. I think the gates open and things basically kick off at 10, and it lasts till 2, with doors closing at 4. Look it up online if you want to get that spot on, but that's pretty close to what's happening. And basically, you can go into the stadium, have a sit down, and watch the players train and so on like that. I don't think I'm going to be there because I don't think I'm free on Thursday, but yeah, it sounds good. So if you fancy it, make sure you get down. But yes, guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video. Let me know down below what you think of Joselu. What you think of the Spurs game if you haven't already told me in my vlog, and what are you thinking for the Huddersfield game at the weekend? How are we going to do in that? But yeah, subscribe if you're new, drop a like, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.